In magic, tension is everything. While a performer may be holding his or her breath underwater, the audience is holding theirs, waiting for signs of life. Let us look at 10 such magic tricks which went horribly wrong. Number 10. The head off tragedy. A famous Spanish magician was going to express his kills before a large crowd in a magic show. He was famous for chopping living humans into several parts and then reassembling quite successfully. The same was expected on that night, and the girl was brought to the stage for this purpose. The girl was asked to lie down in a wooden box, and the professional magician completed the first part of his show perfectly and advanced to the next stage. In the second phase, the magician was supposed to chop off her head in the same way. However, the girl was in trouble as her head was actually stuck into a steel box that was not supposed to be there. She warned the magician to take notice of the situation, but he could not. The girl died, and all the crew members gathered on the stage, but they could not do anything to save the life of the unfortunate girl. The magic show turned into tragedy. Number 9. The hand smash. On a live television show in Poland, magician Marcin Poloniewicz, who had appeared on Poland's Got Talent, placed a nail in one of 4 paper bags, mixed them up, and smashed one with his hand. Then he invited Question for Breakfast host Marcina Rogalska to smash one. It didn't go as planned when the spike went right through Rogalska's hand. In a video posted on Facebook showing her bandaged hand, Rogalska said the injury wasn't too bad and she didn't need stitches. Number 8. The car stunt. South African magician Charles Rowan repeatedly consented of being secured in a straitjacket while a car sped toward him at 45 miles per hour. Rowan performed this stunt many times, but had only decided to go awry once. While appearing in front of a sizable crowd in 1930, Rowan failed to dislodge himself in time, and the car ran right over him, virtually severing his leg and ending his life. Prior to the stunt, Rowan wrote a letter of exoneration for the driver in case something went wrong. Number 7. The Pincushion Lady. This Japanese performer, known for her outlandish costumes, was on stage in the city of Sabai in 2007 when her show developed into a Grand Guignol spectacle. Tenko was stuffed into a box where she was to become a pincushion for 10 incoming swords if she didn't escape in time. She did not, and the swords wound up breaking several ribs and her cheekbone. Amazingly, the princess finished her performance before seeking medical attention. Number 6. The Cement Man. On a Halloween night in 1990, Joseph Burris of California arranged a show where he would settle into a glass coffin and have 9 tons of dirt and cement poured over him. The performance took place at Blackbeard's Family Fun Center in Fresno, California. After being lowered 7 feet into the ground, a chained-up Burris waited while assistants directed a cement truck to unload its contents over the coffin. After one false start, the chain around his neck was too tight. The cement crushed the coffin, suffocating him. It was a morbid homage. He had also died that Halloween night. Number 5. The Water Container Incident. We are all aware of the often imitated trick, in which the magician is stuffed into an oversized container full of water, locked in, and given only moments to escape before drowning. Royden Joseph Gilbert Raison de la Ganesta, or simply Ganesta, was among those paying tribute to the illusion in a 1930 performance. The secret of the trick was that the neck of the container would come off, so locking on a lid made little difference. What Ganesta didn't realize is that the prop had been dropped during transit, creating a dent that sealed the neck and prevented it from moving. Though he was roused briefly at the hospital, Ganesta died as a result of the accident. Number 4. The Hero Act. Most sensible people regard illusions for what they are, bits of misdirection. But Henry Howard, who sat in the audience of a show in Montreal in 1936, became agitated when stage magician George Lalonde prepared to saw his assistant in half. Howard rushed the stage, grabbed a sword, and plunged it into Lalonde's neck in what he perceived as an act of heroism. Lalonde survived, while Howard told the police he couldn't bear to see a woman cut in two. Number 3. The fire stage. Swedish conjurer Bala Braga was fascinated by an elaborate deception involving 6 assistants dressed as moths who would appear before being consumed by flames. After purchasing the rights to perform the illusion, he travelled to Brazil in June 1900 for a tour. The trick required a supply of gas for the flame, but the theatre wasn't set up for it. Instead, Bala Braga substituted acetylene, which immediately ignited during preparation and literally blew the magician and a nearby assistant to pieces. Number 2. The Rifleman. Williams Ellsworth Robinson was a turn-of-the-century entertainment veteran who achieved tremendous fame in Europe. Occasionally, Robinson would perform a trick where 2 rifles were aimed at him and fired. The barrels were supposed to be rigged to not fire real bullets, but his last performance was an anomaly, and the rifles discharged actual ammunition. Only then did audiences understand the extent of his trick. In perfect English, he shouted, "I've been shot." Number 1. The Escape Trick. In 1984, 23-year-old magician Jeff Rayburn Hooper was practicing an escape trick that he planned on performing later that afternoon for the Winona Lake Bible Conference. The trick involved escaping from shackles while being submerged in the lake. Unfortunately, Hooper would not make it to the performance. While rehearsing the stunt, Hooper handcuffed himself and jumped into Winona Lake. Then he swam out about 100 yards from the shore. Hooper was able to free himself from the shackles. He surfaced and yelled to his assistant for help, but because of the high winds, he was unable to swim to shore. He drowned in 1.6 meters, or just 6 feet, of water.